NewsNation Prime.
And thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Natasha Zuves. We are tracking these controversial charges, growing support tonight for a 61-year-old New York bodega worker accused of stabbing a man to death. And we have the dramatic surveillance video showing the confrontation. The worker, Jose Alba, violently shoved by Austin Simon. Now, Alba says when he ultimately stabbed Simon, he was acting in self-defense. NewsNation correspondent Dre Clark joins us live from New York tonight. And Dre, the Manhattan DA is facing even more pressure to drop the charges. Who else now is supporting the 61-year-old worker tonight?
Well, Natasha, good evening. There is no doubt that Jose Alba killed a man inside this bodega here in Upper Manhattan. The question the Manhattan DA has to consider is whether or not Alba was justified in taking that man's life. Right now, he's charged with second-degree murder. And in the court of public opinion, Alba has a lot of support with people saying that he's a good man who was only trying to save his own life. And then today, he received even more support from another district attorney right here in New York City.
We're here because an innocent business owner who works hard every day, a guy comes in to attack him in this little confined space, he defends himself, and they put him in Rikers Island. That's why we're here to say that's insane.
Miles from Manhattan, Staten Island President Vito Fossella and District Attorney Michael McMahon are showing their support for Jose Alba, a bodega worker now charged with second-degree murder after killing a man inside his store.
If you're under attack, whether in your home, at school, or in your business, you do have the right to defend yourself.
Store surveillance video shows 61-year-old Alba standing behind the counter last Friday at the New York City bodega where he's worked for decades. A woman walks in with her daughter to buy a snack, but her card is declined. She leaves and returns with her boyfriend. Video shows 37-year-old Austin Simon walking up to Alba behind the counter, pushing Alba down, and then grabbing his neck. Alba picks up a knife and stabs Simon repeatedly until he collapses. The police arrested Alba, and he was charged with murder.
The old man who was trying to defend himself because the guy went straight down the counter and he pushed him. And as a young man, when you push the old man, it's not good, you know. The guy, he was fearing for his life.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams visited the store to make it clear he stands with Alba.
I support hardworking, innocent people that are doing their job. And I saw him as a hardworking, innocent New Yorker that a person went behind the counter and attacked him.
Alba's bail was initially set at $500,000, but later lowered to $50,000. After 6 days in jail, Alba was released Thursday night. He had nothing to say as he returned home. But Alba's attorney says this is a clear-cut case of self-defense, and the video proves it. Case closed.
In some parts of this world, that guy would be a hero for saving himself. They get a medal.
The Manhattan DA now has to decide if he wants to take this case to present it to a grand jury for indictment or simply drop the charges. Right now, Mr. Alba is out of jail, but he has to wear an electronic tracking device, and he is not allowed to leave New York City. His next court date is scheduled for July 20th. Natasha?
Well, Andre, before you go, we know Alba was also hurt during this incident. He was actually sliced. His arm was sliced with a blade by his girlfriend. She has not been charged in the attack. What do we know about his current condition tonight?
Yeah, according to a report from the New York Post, and it was also mentioned at today's news conference, that cut that Mr. Alba received on his arm became infected because of what he calls the unsanitary conditions at Rikers Island, where he was in jail for 6 days. That's being taken care of, we understand. He remains at home, but right now, as for the girlfriend who Mr. Alba says actually sliced his arm, so far she has not been charged. We also reached out to the Manhattan DA's office. They did respond simply saying that they are still looking over the evidence and the case remains under investigation.
All right, this case keeps evolving. Thank you so much for staying on top of it. Dre Clark, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.